I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to look at this next quote. Professional, managerial, and clerical sales and service workers tripled, growing from 1/4 to 3/4 of total employment. In other words, productive jobs have, just as predicted, been largely automated away. Even if you count industrial workers, including the toiling masses in China and India, such workers is nowhere near as large a percentage of the world population as they used to be. Now, really, the interesting part here is the managerial, clerical, sales, and service workers tripled from 1/4 to 3/4. This is, I think, over the period since Keynes was talking. Now, what strikes me is that actually, I don't know, it seems odd to me, but that should almost be the part of the economy that's easiest for computers to take over. If it's just about managing information, shouldn't computers have actually automated that faster than they automated, watering gardens or doing physical labor, since computers are primarily information tools? Josh, do you have thoughts on this? I know this is your field. Josh worked in automation, or maybe come to Tom after that.
Go to one of the other automation people. I just noticed something while you were talking. So
Okay.
Yeah, I actually automated away 10 jobs before I left Australia, and they were like little kids type jobs, like data entry, clerical, like Excel type stuff. It was all done through macros. So here's the thing: if it's really there's no variation in the job, holding a road sign, or essentially the algorithm that the job doesn't change. That's fine. Utility based work, as I like to call it. The thing is, all of this professional, clerical, whatever work, it's not that cut and dry, because some of it requires some level of human interpretation. But the other side that you really can't automate away is human interaction. So as cool as computers are, they have no life experience. A computer can't actually go and walk over to something unless you give them a robot body and tap somebody in the shoulder or something, or have a human conversation and go extract something that out of that human that they could have only experienced in person, and so on. So that's actually why it's much harder to automate these things away. I mean, chatbots have been around for a while, and still, there's human expression in terms of slang, and a lot of it comes from just lived experience. So that's why we have so a lot of this, the back office stuff, BPO, it has been and a continuously I guess automated. But the last mile of automation, this is really where I want basic income to come in, because we essentially can automate the stuff, but we essentially need people to be in the mindset of training the machines to eliminate, if not obliterate, the entire job sector. Because once you do it once, you can just sort of cut and paste it all throughout that sector. So I mean, this is what I wanted to bring up earlier. It seems like realistically we can only really get redefinition, reclassification of work, in the government for labor market and all that stuff. So why don't we just change the definition of acceptable work to also be my most passionate area, which would be complete outright obliteration of as much work, as much structural unemployment as I can possibly cause. AI engineers should be rating themselves not on users or signups, all the other stuff that in app installs that software engineers rate themselves on. They should be rated on how many jobs did you kill. I want to personally be responsible for destroying at least 1% of GDP, or causing at least 1% of unemployment in any given country at least once. And then 1% is a starting point.
It sounds a little bit like you're trying to match the caricature of the AI, of the tech bro UBI advocate who wants to destroy jobs. And we've got other people raising their hands. But I think this is what Arthur C. Clarke said. The full goal is full unemployment, right? Rather than full employment, the goal should be full unemployment.
Yeah, I mean, I say that is my most quoted thing.
Yeah. So people, the job guarantee advocates, someone like Stephanie Kelton, they used to say, and workfare advocates used to say, we need to turn the unemployment office into the employment office. And I think what want to say is we want to have a whole new thing called the unemployment office, and it's really the unemployment office, as in it's the office that's meant to drive, the unemployment of the masses. Now, I think that's a little bit of an extremist position. I think, but one of the other things you were saying is that it seems to be emotional labor that seems to be the thing that can't be automated. And I was actually having a discussion with the museum curator just last night, and he was talking about. So he works in user experience in art galleries, and what he was saying was that when he'd come in to this last place, all of the customer interactions with people all the staff were interacting with people across a counter, taking money and giving out tickets. And he said, well, we can have a machine do that, and then we can put this person in front of the counter over with the art, talking about the art and interacting with the people in a way that a machine can't do. Let's use them in a way that actually enriches the experience. Since they're there to do emotional labor, let's let them do emotional labor. Like you hear the story of the old lady would take her check to the bank and then talk to the teller for 25 minutes. Right? It's like, well, we can automate, so and everyone else just wants to get across and bank their money or whatever, just do their transaction. Well, we can make the transactions automated and then pay someone to talk to the old lady. If we're doing emotional labor, let's do emotional labor. But